wonderful sister-in-law.
We just got an update from Caroline. She went to the doctor and sent us a new ultrasound picture.
We're just wondering, do we continue with our flight on Wednesday, or do we postpone our tickets if we can, if the airline will let us do that? All right, we're locked up and ready to go. I think we've thought of everything. Well, it looks like a lot because we have garbage and recycling, but each of us have a carry bag and a laptop camera bag. Did we pack our passports?
All but Daniel's.
Good morning, everyone. We are just leaving the hotel. We spent one night here. Dan's cousins came and picked him up, and he spent the night there. Our flight is booked for Wednesday, and we have to get Dan's passport together in the next 3 days. So we're going to drop it off downtown somewhere tomorrow when they open. I think they open at 9. And then pay for the super rushed passport thing. They can do it. If you have tickets booked, they can do it within, I think, the next evening or something. So it's going to be last second, but we'll make it happen, hopefully. So there's another issue that we're dealing with right now in our extended family. My brother Ben's wife, Berthine, we actually visited her parents when we were in Holland, and her sister. But she has been dealing with a problem with her liver for many years, and she's an extremely healthy eater, and just watches everything she puts into her body. And she really focused on that so much because of her liver issue, which I don't know if she was born with it or it just started getting aggravated in the last probably 5-10 years that she's been dealing with this problem. But the last, I would say, 6 months to a year, I guess the last year, things have been accelerating, and she's in line for a liver transplant. And man, the last couple, when we visited her parents, she was, having some really bad side effects and things like that, but always full of hope and strength and courage. But anyway, the last couple of days she's been sent into the ICU and really struggling. And hopefully they're bumping her up in line for a transplant, because that's what she needs to survive. So with all that going on, we're just wondering, do we continue with our flight on Wednesday, or do we postpone our tickets if we can, if the airline will let us do that, and hang around here a bit and see if we can help out? Because Ben has 4 beautiful children, and they live here, and the hospital's way downtown Toronto, a good 1.5-hour drive. And I'm sure we could help out with some meals or something. We just don't feel like heading on our merry way when one of our loved ones is suffering so much and struggling right now. So I don't know. We'll let you know. We've had to deal with this a lot in our family, and it's because we have such a large family that it seems like we have more of these things to deal with than most families. But I think unfortunately it's a normal amount, but it's just we have so many loved ones in our family and our extended family, and it's so large that we just we just seem to end up with these horrible things to deal with. So we're all praying for Berthine, and if you could too, that would be much appreciated by her and her whole family. And we're praying that this gets sorted out, because she's first of all, a really good friend, an amazing sister-in-law, a wonderful mother to her beautiful children, and they need her, and we all do. So that's we'll just let you know what we decided to do. November has long been a difficult month for our family. Over the years, we've said goodbye to far too many loved ones during this time. My oldest sister Monica in 2004, then Deborah in 2019, and her sister Julia in 2023. In that same week, Carol lost her mom as well. It's a month that holds a lot of memories and a lot of heartache. So this year, more than ever, our family found ourselves hoping for something different. A good story, a breakthrough, a November miracle.
Good morning. We do have a few stops, just little things like toothpaste and a pair of jeans, and yeah, just odds and ends, and then we'll head over to one of Peter's brother's places. Just did a small grocery shop for Dan, and we'll be dropping that off at his cousin's house where he is staying, and then tomorrow we'll be heading down to Mississauga and hopefully getting his passport.
Are the boys at Round or something?
They're going to be back.
Hey, Dan.
Oh, thank you, Mother.
Having a good day?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's this one. We're open. So we just got to our cute little Airbnb, and we'll be staying here until we get Dan's passport, and we didn't know how long all of that will take and everything else. So yeah, let's go in and check it out. It's much cheaper and nicer because then we don't have to be cooking or eating out, and I can cook our own meals and save money that way. And our family has lots of like apartments and stuff, but they give those out to our youth in our church. So we didn't want to take up that space because that's super nice for them. You know, it's almost like an exchange student thing from all around the world. From other churches, they can come here and experience Toronto and Canada and our fellowship. So I really like that program. Actually, Caroline did that for a year, so really nice. Whoops. I'm just trying to get our food that we got and stuff like that. So we'll see you guys inside. Cute.
Good morning. We are going to pick up Dan and head down to the passport office. Update. We are in Brampton, Ontario. We've been waiting here since, well, for 3 hours, and Dan has been waiting in line to get his passport renewed. When he finally got up to the counter, the guy said he can't do it because of a few things, one of which we forgot is tomorrow is November 11th, which in Canada is Remembrance Day, and all government offices are shut, and we fly on the 12th, so that's a real dilemma. We're going to go down to the other passport office that he said might be able to do it, and it's in Mississauga, but he said it's usually very busy, but we'll give it a try, and hopefully they can get on it today, and we have till 5 o'clock on Wednesday.
That's kind of cutting it
That's
close.
cutting it really close.
But you know what? One time when you were flying to Europe, you picked it up on the way to the airport.
Yeah, we've done that before.
So it's hopeful.
Yeah, what a pain, because with everything going on, we packing up and all the stuff, we somehow misplaced his passport, which was very unfortunate last minute, because I can remember it sitting on the table, and after that, I don't know what happened to it, but it wasn't
I
Dane's
put it
fault.
in a bag and then I threw away the bag.
Possibly.
So it's my fault.
Possibly.
We'll get it in time. Or, like what Pete was saying, we have to.
Delay.
We will fly, and then he will just get a new ticket. right?
Yeah, but then we'd have to stay in one spot. So if we jump in the truck and start driving, where's he going to fly to meet us? You know what I mean? So here comes the guy with the broken foot.
It's never easy.
No, sir.
It's always something.
Okay, an update from the passport office. We actually got here, we've been to 2 passport offices. We got to the first one at 9 this morning. It is now 3:15. But we have really good news. After all that waiting outside in the line and everything, we got in, and Dan got up to the counter, and whoever he talked to at first said, "Oh, there's no way with the holiday tomorrow and you guys leaving, I don't think we can get this done." And but I don't know if it was a twinkle in his eye or something. Young Dan just kind of looked at her, and then she said, "You know what, let me go ask." And she went and asked somebody, and they said, that lady that they asked said, "Well, we could if you come right now." And so they bypassed the whole line. Like when we were walking in, after waiting outside for about just under an hour, they said it's a 3-hour wait inside, and we were like, that's fine. But he bypassed that 3-hour line. They put him right to the processing area, and they said, "We'll have it done today," which blew my mind, because the fastest you can pay for is next night, right? But they said if you get it to us right now, we can rush this thing and actually print the whole thing out today. So that was pretty awesome. So we're just waiting in the Jeep, and in about an hour, Dan goes in, and he should be able to pick up his passport, which is unbelievable. So then tomorrow's Remembrance Day, and the next day we fly back to the truck, back to Christine Waldemar's place, say hi to them, and then we start trucking south. We've kind of made a decision as a family about what I was telling you yesterday. Our wonderful sister-in-law, I wasn't gonna cry. My brother Ben is heading down to the hospital now with all his kids. It's a pretty dire situation, and she's on a ventilator and dialysis, and like really terrible situation. They're still holding out hope that some kind of miracle can happen, but it's not looking good. And yeah, but something could happen. So we talked to a lot of different people in our family, and we haven't had a chance to talk to Ben, but I think he would understand. Carry on with our plans for now, and we'll see what happens down the road. So we're gonna try to sneak a visit tomorrow if that works out. Anyway, good news and then bad news, and it's just the ups and downs of life. My heart goes out to my brother, my younger brother Ben. He's just an amazing guy. Has dedicated his life to his family, of course, and with his young son Weston, the happiest kid you'll ever meet. He can't walk, but Ben does everything with him. If he comes, you see him snowmobiling up to the lake, Weston's on a special harness in front of him and going, "Go faster, Daddy, go faster." Weston is just an incredible guy, but Ben has dedicated his whole life to making that young man's life incredible, so he's participating with everything rather than just sitting in a wheelchair. His wheelchair is basically a bulldozer or a tank. He called it an army tank at one point, and he skis with him by being strapped to the front of Ben's skis, and just a wonderful family, and I can't fathom this tragedy they're going through. It's just almost too much to bear, but we're praying for them and their whole family, and they would appreciate your prayers too. Just waiting for the final pickup of the passport. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're super happy to be getting it today. We got it. That was a long day. It's 4:30, but I'm very impressed that we were able to pull it off. So all in one day, that's not bad at all. So well done. We are able to keep our tickets. We're getting right to the wire. If we didn't cancel, then we get past the point where you can cancel and then you forfeit your tickets. So now we're heading, we were going to stay downtown here in a hotel thinking we'd have to go pick it up later, but now that we have everything, we're going to head back up north. So we just got a hotel room for tonight. It is still snowing. It wasn't forecast. The snow was supposed to be done and over with, but man, it's coming down even harder than before.
So we just got an update from Caroline. She went to the doctor and sent us a new ultrasound picture, and the baby is healthy and growing strong, and same with Caroline, is all in good health, so that's always nice to know. But it was cute for her to hear the baby and the heartbeat, and it was kicking and moving around a lot, and I was telling her that when I got my ultrasound with her, she was just flipping around and like she was a little ballerina in my tummy, so it was really, really nice news and beautiful news. But we were on our way down to visit Berthine and Uncle Ben and the family that's there.
Little by little, she's making tiny little bits of progress, and she's still sedated and unconscious, so she won't know we're there. Well, she may know we're there unconsciously, but yeah, just tiny little things like the dialysis machine doesn't have to be taken off and reset as often, which is a good sign, and other little things like that. So those are all exciting for the family and for us, and if she can keep doing that, she could improve, and then they would try and remove the sedation and wake her up. And the goal is to get her back awake and healthy enough that she could accept, her body would accept a transplant. And they've been working for years to line up a transplant. So I think that's all in the works. It's just getting her back stronger and healthy enough to go through that pretty dramatic operation. So like Carol said, just keep praying, and we're seeing instead of things going downhill, they seem to be leveling off, so that's good news. Before her health took a turn for the worst, Berthine was being considered for a live donor transplant, where a portion of a healthy liver is surgically donated and eventually grows to full size in both the donor and the recipient. When the call went out for potential donors amongst family and friends, the response was overwhelming. Volunteers poured in, eager, hopeful, and ready. We all began the first step by checking for matching blood types, and within just a few days, there were so many willing donors that the hospital eventually asked people to stop submitting their names simply because the medical team couldn't keep up with the volume. When we arrived at the hospital, the family waited together in the visitor room. Only one person at a time was allowed in with Berthine. Weston was there, full of his usual unwavering, childlike faith.
Come on, Weston!
He beat me in an arm wrestle, again, and then joyfully raced his cousins across the room in his race car.
Go, West, go!
You don't express sadness around Weston. If you do, he'll look at you and ask, "Why? Don't you believe?"
All right, you won.
A little later, Ben returned from seeing his wife. His expression said everything. He told us Berthine was beginning to come back into consciousness and had given him a thumbs up. She was still on the ventilator and unable to open her eyes, but that simple gesture changed everything. Prayers were being answered. So we thought we'd celebrate with all the good news today with Bertina's improvements with a beautiful steak dinner. We're pretty hungry too. After dinner, we headed to my brother Tim's place. We wanted to spend some time together with him and his wife Emma, celebrate the good news, and get a good night's sleep in their guest room, rested and ready for our flight to Germany the next day. Heading to the airport. We've left Worsley at the back of my brother's place here, and his son is going to be taking us down to the airport. So we've got all our bags. We're ready to go.
We're going to the Hockley General Store to get the best sandwiches in the area. Some of my favorite sandwiches I've ever had, actually, in the world.
He's designed these for
So we got the guys' favorite sandwiches, and now we're on the way to the airport.
It won't fit on one.
Bye, Fred.
See ya.
See ya.
During our flight, more miracles unfolded. Berthine continued to improve. Her blood platelets were being monitored closely. They needed to reach a critical level before a life-saving liver transplant could even be considered. And then another hurdle: a compatible liver had to become available. Somehow, between the moment we left the hospital and the time we landed in Germany, both happened. Her platelets stabilized, a liver became available. Another miracle, and another answered prayer.
So that was a good flight. We were pretty anxious to get back onto Wi-Fi or internet to hear how Berthine was doing. We connect when we got into the airport here, or off the airplane, and she goes into surgery in 2 hours. So we're so thankful that we can be here with Christy and Waldemar during that time, just to pray. And yeah, it's just unbelievable. What a gift. And we're just so thankful for the news, and we pray for the donor and for sweet Berthine.
That you were praying, yeah? Okay.
You Lord Jesus, please bless the surgeon. Please help the surgeons to do the right thing. And please, Mom, Dad, have a nice sleep. 10 hours sleep.
10 hours sleep, yeah.
And amen.
Amen. Bessie, thank you so much for praying for your mom.
Hi, Carol. Hey,
Good to see you.
Hey, Jared.
Thank you.
Hey, Dan. Hey, good to see you again. You look tired.
Oh, hey, how's my vlogger? Oh.
Hello, привет. Привет.
Let me go check this out.
Dan is here in Germany for the first time, so on the way home from the airport, Waldemar stopped to show him the storybook town of Heppenheim.
Summer or like spring, it's really cool here.
Yeah.
Like all tables, everyone has a.
This is the heart of Germany's wine country. At the center is Marktplatz, the medieval market square. Its colorful facades frame the historic town hall built in 1551. For us, as we begin part 2 of our European journey, this was the perfect place to pause, explore, and remember why we love seeing the world one town at a time. So we're gonna borrow Karina's little electric car and head into town.
In your little car. We're just gonna go and get a few groceries. This cute little car. It's pretty, like, really.
Pretty spacious.
Yeah.
Headroom, about an inch.
I have all the space in the world by my feet. Oh wow. This is fun.
Yeah.
It's like driving a golf cart.
Yeah, it really is.
Do you have to do anything special?
Brakes, maybe. You can't do a rolling switch. All right. And we're off. Wow. What a rig. I forgot about where we're going to put it all.
Yeah, by my feet there's lots of room.
Okay.
Another checkpoint here. Bunch of AKs at 4 actually in that guy's hand. Hey. Yep, what mom? White man is what the guy said. Some of the most friendly people, all of those checkpoints, everyone's really friendly. We've had GoPros and cameras in people's faces all over the place, like just on the side of the road, and everyone just goes, hey, like they're all happy.
Oh, that's nice.
And really chill with it, which is nice.
Yeah.
And a lot of the other ones, like if you're pointing a camera, people are just like, hey, no, not aggressive, but just not really wanting to be filmed.
Right. And maybe we're all over the world. Pete Jr. driving down the west coast of Africa. Dan alone on a remote island in Canada. Matt and Caroline hiking up a mountain in central Oregon. And us on an overland adventure across Europe. No matter where adventure takes us, the unexpected can happen. That's why we rely on Global Rescue. They provide medical and security evacuation from remote islands to mountain peaks. Global Rescue keeps us safe so we can focus on the journey, not the what-ifs. Protect your next adventure. Check out the link in the description or scan the QR code. Travel smart, travel safe with Global Rescue. It was great to receive an update from Peter. He and the ex-Overland team are doing well and already experiencing an incredible adventure in Africa. Meanwhile, as we settled in for another delicious dinner and a cozy evening with my sister Christy and her family, another miracle was unfolding at the hospital back home. At some point during that 10-hour operation, Berthine's blood platelets, which usually help coagulate the blood and help stop the bleeding, ran out from her blood supply, donated blood supply, and she needed a special match. And so the doctor put in a desperate call to the local blood bank to see if they had any more or if they could find a match. And they put out a desperate call and were able to find someone who got up in the middle of the night and drove an hour to the hospital and sat in the next room and stayed there all night donating blood and the matching blood platelets until the operation was successfully completed. Whoever that was is a complete, absolute angel. Saved her life. We'll never know who it is, but we want to thank you. That's the most incredible thing I've ever heard.
What was it called, that sort of platelet you gave her? Or what
She gets HLA matched platelets, so basically they match it for her specific immune.
I remember that on Monday the doctor was talking about that,
Yes.
but then she told me that it took at least 2 weeks to get them here in the hospital.
Yes.
I told her, do they need a special blood group? I can get an army here in for you who wants to donate, but she said that, sorry, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, so it's people that they've screened before. You wouldn't need an army, you need a city, you need a province, you need a country. I mean, that's really it's really remarkable.
Is it? So it's a miracle.
Yes.
So this is a crisp day. The sun is just setting. It's just beautiful here in Germany. Last night it got to like -6 or something. It's tons of frost everywhere. It's just beautiful. So the whole time that we were, back home, and I don't know, just trying to understand what was going on with one of my best friends. It's when you marry and you move far away, your sister-in-laws become like your sisters, and they're there for you during, your births and birthday parties and loved ones being lost. Basically life. And then to see her, going, having this happen, it was just unimaginable, because we just all thought 100%, not her. And I remember when we were getting Dan's passport, things just kind of went really fast in a different direction that we were hoping for. And there was no way, every time I pulled up the camera to talk, I couldn't do it. It's not because, I'd be crying, but another one is I didn't want any sense of doubt, and there's no way I would let in any doubt to her that she wasn't going to make it. And to, that's how all of us feel, very strongly. And so I was on the phone with Pete Jr., and he's like, Mom, no, she's going to make it, and you have to believe it with all your heart. And he's like, it's Berthine. She's, a warrior. She's no doubt in Pete Jr.'s mind. And so when we went to the hospital, I just took a big breath of air before walking in, and I said 100% she's gonna pull through. Ben and all her kids, our whole family, it was there's no way. She's strong in her faith, and God is gonna work his miracle. And it just seemed like one after another. When we landed in Frankfurt, we were just almost fell over, just so happy. And then just over the next, it seemed like every 6 hours there was an update, and it would just blow our minds with the different miracle that had been taking place. So that was really amazing to go through, and you still go through. She has a long recovery road ahead of her, but her sister and her family is 100% there and giving updates. Her sister Yoka was just constantly, they started a prayer chat, and I think there was close to 400 people that joined in, and she would say, okay, this is exactly what we need to pray for Berthine. And it would be these two main things with her blood and with different things. And so we would all just pray. And how amazing is that? A sister's love like hers, and her other sister back home, and her mom and dad. And it's pretty incredible to have these types of people in your life that are so strong and believe so much in God, and has faith and loves their family with everything in them. Family is number one. So we are getting ready to head out tomorrow, and it's so quiet in these towns. It's crazy. It's a Saturday, and it's just cozy. We are planning on heading out tomorrow, Sunday, and leaving Waldemar and Christy. Hopefully we can have a coffee with them before we head out. It's been so nice spending time with them. Not as much as we had originally planned, because Pete Sr. had to fly. Basically, when we got back, we only had a day and a half, maybe 2 days, and then he flew back to Toronto for a speaking engagement, and then turned around and came right back. So now we just went to Frankfurt, picked him up yesterday, Dan and I. We went to a cozy old part of the town, and so tomorrow we will be all packed up and ready to go. So thank you again, Christy and Waldemar and family. One of the best families I know. Just so thoughtful and caring. Lending us their car and letting us stay there for that unexpected trip Pete had. They didn't even bat an eye. They're like, of course, there you go, you know. Got to do a hike and do different things like that, and we're actually so happy that we were able to be here during this time, because so our time in the hospital with Ben and the family was so special, and the fact that she was waking up and responding, you know, baby steps. But we'd be talking to her and she just looked, even though she had all these things hooked up to her, you know, I was just saying to myself, like, that's there to help her, you know. It's not a, in, sorry, going up a hill. But just seeing her tears flowing, squeezing Uncle Ben's hand, and being able to just talk next to her and, you know, just tell her how much Uncle Ben and the children love her and how much we love her. And she would shake her head yes. And response was probably one of the most beautiful miracles I've ever seen. Like, that's all you wanted, was for her to wake up, and to have her sister there by her side during that time was so special to watch and, you know, observe all this love and care.
Скажи, что очень рад, что есть фильм.
He liked the video. I sent it to him because he was done.
Nice.
He liked it.
Целый час, больше часа, да?
Waldemar and his team are so nice. They're taking the time to spray off our truck from any dust that got on it from in the shop, which wasn't much because they tarped it. I mean, they always go above and beyond. It's really something. Super nice. Awesome guys here that work with Waldemar. Just a great company. We might get an oil change on Monday. We brought a bunch of oil filters and fuel filters and different things for the truck. And now we have, I think we got 3 of them. So in the future, we can do oil changes. And we already have them.
Yeah. House, yeah?
Yeah, we drive by our house. Home sweet home. It was so nice of them to wash up the truck for us.
So I'm going to go in the back and turn on the batteries, and hopefully they're still charged, and we can put up the roof and start working. Yeah. There we go. Fully charged. Oh, it's the trees.
Yeah, the tree. I forgot about that. Let me just check. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
The battery's still 100%. Okay. Everything is operational. Good to go.
Nice. So a quick update on Berthine and how she's doing. her body is every day accepting the new transplant more and more. She's off the respirator. She's becoming more alert and awake and responding more. And, she's sharp on, nodding yes and no and understanding what the doctors need her to do. She's, sits and she tries to sing along with her children and her husband and sister, her favorite hymns, and it's just really beautiful because her voice is a little bit weak from the ventilator, but she can tap her fingers, and there's actually starting her on some like liquids, food wise, and so she doesn't have to be fed through the tube, which is another miracle so soon. And they moved her from the ICU to the next one down. I'm not sure what that's called, but that's amazing that she's out of the ICU now and she's on the road of recovery. It's going to be a long one, and our whole family knows this, even though we just want her to just go super fast in this healing process, and she is. I mean, it's just a miracle every day what her body is doing and how it's healing. But it'll be a good, I don't know, like 9 months of like steps, baby steps all the way through that. And soon she'll be back home with her family, and that will be such a wonderful day. But for now, we are so thankful for each text that we get from her sister and Uncle Ben of the progress, and we just continue our prayers with her and the family. And thank you for all of you who have been praying. Some of you, we've been keeping you updated often, and your prayers and your love is just really, really something else, and we're so blessed and thankful to have you all in our lives.